But we did want to go back to LiveCopter 3, and as you can see, we're about 7 minutes now from sunset, and they've still got the air operations going on.
Latest numbers from CAL FIRE, 50,330 acres. Mosquito fire containment is actually up from 18% to 25%, despite what we have shown you today when it comes to the town of Foresthill and all the scary things that were happening around that. CAL FIRE actually had some interesting things to say about what happened there in the town of Foresthill with the wind kind of using the channels of the river to whip those flames up in a unique way and in kind of a scary way, but giving us an overview of the entire mosquito fire and really helpful information. So again, you can check that out on KCRA.com. Now to this. So that is what is called a VLAT, dropping a load of fire retardant to help protect the town of Foresthill. The mosquito fire, as we've been talking about, absolutely erupted today, racing into parts of this Placer County city. The winds really kicked things up today, and that is what pushed the mosquito fire into that town.
So we have been following this one since last week. Today's flare-up triggered some new mandatory evacuation orders in both Placer and El Dorado counties.
That flare-up prompting CAL FIRE to have all hands on deck to stop these flames. Multiple air tankers called out today, multiple airdrops over and over again. We say we saw the big DC-10s coming in time and time again. There it is again. Those planes dropping thousands of gallons at a time of retardant on each run, trying to build containment lines around the fire. The drops taking place not in remote areas, but right onto homes in Forest Hills. In many places, we saw vehicles in those neighborhoods with the fire retardant right on the vehicles. Those drops near Forest Hill Road and Sierra View Lane as well. This was not far from Wharton's Market, and that was a location that was thought to be safe, but when the fire jumped the river, it then raced up the slope, pushed by strong winds, headed towards neighborhoods.
You can see how low they're flying. It was windy today. They wanted to make sure none of that was wasted, just drop that just as close as they could get. In some cases, there was nothing that firefighters could do to save property. LiveCopter 3 was over this property here. This was along Forest Hill Road, right across the street from Foresthill High School. We could see vehicles, RVs, and a mobile home, what appeared to be a garage burning. We should mention that they've seen no fire activity north of Forest Hill Road. We just got that from the briefing. So again, all of this on the south side.
Yeah, that was around 4:30 this afternoon, those pictures you're looking at. As bad as the fire looked from the air, it looked even worse on the ground. Take a look at this. Our Lizzie Mitri was positioned at the Foresthill High School as the fire was burning right behind her. And while the school was safe, the same cannot be said for the properties across the street, many of which we were just showing you, many of those RV campers and vehicles. You can see the intense flames. We heard lots of explosions behind her during her live shots. Trees were torching embers into the air, lots of ash coming down. Now, despite the efforts by firefighters, some properties could not be saved. The flames just too intense.
So we want to take you back out to live pictures from LiveCopter 3. And again, we're seeing here yet another example of how close flames are burning to some of those structures, homes and other structures. Now, in some cases, we know that there are burnout operations going on and an attempt to clear fuel. We did hear the fire operations person in the news conference talking about trying to lower the temperature, and some of that is what they're doing. They just take out the underbrush as much as possible so that when the main part of the fire comes up there was nothing really left to catch.
Let's go to Melanie Wingo now in Forest Hill. She's at Wharton Market tonight, and it's interesting, Melanie, where you are right now is considered as safe as you can be close to a fire, but earlier this afternoon, people were rushing out of this area where you are.
That's right, Ty and Edie. What we're seeing right now is sort of the upwind of a lot of smoke right now. It is extraordinarily smoky from where our vantage point is located just beneath Wharton's Market. Up this little slope here in a parking lot is where Wharton's is situated. And all throughout the afternoon, we have watched as fire crews have gone in with retardant drops out of tankers. We've seen helicopters fly overhead and an impressive action on the part of ground hand crews. They were doing a firing operation, and that's when they fire out projectiles into the brush and the vegetation. They start fires in a very strategic line, and then they are able to stop the fire in the main bulk of the fire itself as it progresses up the hill with the line that they have set on fire. So we watched that operation happen. They also had some drip torches as well, and they were out here with tools so that when anything would perhaps jump this very heavily fortified line, crews were on it immediately, because as you can see, the vegetation along this hillside is just absolutely devoid of any moisture whatsoever. It's quite smoky now. We're witnessing this shift of winds, and perhaps Mark can touch on this a little bit later in the newscast, but we're watching how sometimes it'll clear, the smoke will clear from this canyon, and then it'll just send this massive wave of smoke up toward us right now. And speaking of how torched trees go up so fast, the vegetation is so dry, I'm gonna have my photographer Matt show you this tree right in front of us. It went up in 30 seconds flat. It goes so fast because the vegetation and brush is so dry that we have watched trees throughout the afternoon in this, again, very strategic location go up so fast. The line that you're seeing in front of us right here is a line that has been bulldozed. And again, this is where that firing operation happened. So any flicker of flame that you still see right near where we are was set by fire crews so that any fire from the main fire itself coming uphill would be met with this fire line, and then in theory have nowhere else to go. So crews are going in with saws, chainsaws, axes, that kind of thing. They're taking away any of the vegetation and building these lines so that when the fire comes up the hill, it's either met with fire or no fuel. But in an instant, things can change. So as we talked in our last hour about whether there is going to be any sort of firing operation tonight, I spoke with CAL FIRE and they said that remains to be seen. It really depends on the conditions, because as we saw over the last 24, 48 hours, when you think things are getting better, sometimes shifts happen, and that's when things can turn on a dime like they did today. So that's what's been happening out here near Wharton's Market.
Okay. Yeah,
again, a very intense effort by crews, but boy, we have seen them attack this thing with everything they've got. So it's just on the ground, in the air, bulldozers, all of it this afternoon, and the fight continues. Back to you in the studio.
All right.
Melanie, thank you.
All right, let's bring in Mark now. And speaking of things shifting, we're seeing some pictures from LiveCopter 3 right now, Mark, that definitely indicate that things could be shifting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and, if you can, put chopper behind me, because I'll map this out in a little bit. But I do want to see these chopper pictures again, because we can't really tell whether or not this is a control burn or if this is a new area that has started. So Dan Oppenheim's up in LiveCopter 3. So Dan, do you have a good address of what we're looking at here? To me, this looks like it's more down toward the Todd Valley area. Do you get an idea of that?
So this looks like it's southwest of Forest Hill, and what I can't tell, it looks like this is a backburn that was set on the edge of the structures over there. That is designed specifically to burn away from those structures. So this does actually look like a backburn, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay. And yeah, we'll try to get this mapped out a little bit better, but it does look us down toward the Todd Valley area. As you can see, there are a lot of fire personnel on there, both around the structures as well as around the fire itself. So yeah, they may be using that as an effort to burn off some of this fuel and eventually protect these structures. But especially as the sun is going down, it's getting a little darker, the flames certainly look a lot brighter, a lot more intense than they did earlier. The one of the things you can tell when they do a control burn is what they want to do is burn out the undergrowth, and that would keeps the temperature down, if you will. What they don't want to see is it torching the entire trees. So if you can burn out the leaves, the pine needles, the down branches, that sort of thing, that's fine. But when you start getting full-on torching of trees, like it might be happening in the foreground, that's not necessarily what you want, because then you can get a fire spotting from that. But again, we'll try to get a better exact address of where that is burning. I do want to give you a better idea on some of the mapping and what's going on this fire itself as well. We have, of course, seen some growth during the day today, and this is the footprint of the fire. The red line is where it is today. The white line is where it was during the day yesterday. So I can go ahead and show you the areas that did burn again today, and we've talked about where it did burn up to Forest Hill, and this is right up to Forest Hill Road. As mentioned, we have not seen it cross Forest Hill Road, and that is great news. However, this canyon is very, very steep down in here, and so it did race up here to Forest Hill Road during the course of the day today. And as you heard, it made some progress. It crossed the river during the day today and raced up the hillside, and so that's the new fire that we saw. The wind was generally up canyon at about 12 to 20 miles an hour. That'll be reversing, and I'll show you more on that here in just a minute. On the eastern side of the fire, yeah, this is where we saw more growth steadily in all areas during the course of the day today, and likely will over the next couple of days because of the wind that we're going to see. But out in this area, in these various drainages from the Rubicon all the way up to the north fork of the middle fork of the American River, there are just, the terrain is just so gnarly, it's just tough to get in there and do dozer lines and that sort of thing. Let's talk a little bit about the wind. During the night tonight, the wind will shift back down slope, so it'll be a down canyon wind. These winds tend to be very, very light. The effect of this will be to obviously stop the wind from going up the canyon, but it'll also make the smoke kind of lay down in the canyon. It'll carry some of the smoke down toward Georgetown and Auburn and maybe all the way down toward Folsom by early tomorrow morning. But then tomorrow afternoon, that wind will switch around again. By 11 o'clock or noon, we'll have a steady southwesterly wind once again, similar to today, but probably down a few miles an hour. That will continue to put more pressure on the east side of the fire, and it's very likely we'll continue to see more growth on that side of the fire as we go through the day tomorrow. However, if you look back here toward Forest Hill, perhaps the firing operations that are going on right now and that'll likely continue through the night, perhaps tomorrow won't be as dangerous in Forest Hill. Today's been a dicey day in Forest Hill, but it looks as though they've made some pretty good progress on keeping it on the south side of Forest Hill Road, and maybe they can continue that into the day tomorrow.